Over the years, what has really allowed me to continue to dream bigger into my purpose and not abandon my dreams, because dreaming big comes with responsibility. And I don't know about you, but the vision that I've been given is big, and I don't know how to dream small. Dreaming big is literally my love language. And I hope it is yours too, because if it is, stick around. Dreaming big in a sisterhood rooted community of practice was and is, I would say, revolutionary. For the past 13 plus years, you may have seen Sister Talk on Oprah's Life Class. I invited women into my home, my personal home, which, by the way, wasn't easy for me to do. I'm an introvert. Yes, I'm a Pisces with a Taurus moon and a Cancer rising, and I am an introvert. And as much as I can be out there and talk and chat, my preferred mode of recovery is to be by myself on the couch with my comfy blanket with a book. And that's another gift I've learned from my cousins, Dana and Heidi, in terms of how we in our family, we've been on this ADHD spectrum and how we've been navigating, understanding self, but also understanding how to soothe ourselves in a world that wasn't designed for us. Sisterhood, or sister talk, I should say, taught me that there is healing wisdom in sisterhood. Bell Hooks talks about how Audre Lorde, talks about how our very essence is to, and actually I'm going to read it out so I don't mess it up. She talks about that we must recognize and nurture the creative parts of each other without always understanding what will be created. And that is something that I found in Sister Talk, leading the circles over the past 13 years. I didn't always know what was being created. I didn't always know what was asked of me. But for the very first Sister Talks session we had, I thought it was just a one-time session. And then at the end of it all, the women were like, are we meeting up again? And I was like, are we? And this is actually being in service to women. And no, I didn't always want to be vulnerable. I hated vulnerability. But I also knew that I needed to dismantle my very binary thinking of me as a human being, or emotions, especially as a young girl growing up in the Caribbean in St. Lucia. In St. Lucia, nous parlons patois, so ukaitan mo di bagay a Creole. I love my ancestral language. It's such a beautiful and powerful language, and I can't wait to teach you more. One of the things that I learned in sisterhood, and I think all of us have this common thread, is that the language of betrayal. We all have been betrayed one way or another by another woman or by someone who looks like us, and that betrayal cuts deep. Because I believe that women, we are here to learn to love each other, and to what Bell Hooks says is to reclaim that love, especially Black women, that have been taken away from us. We inherit a culture that not only tells us that we are not good enough as women, but we have also inherited a culture that is rooted in distrust, where we are pitted against each other. So I think that sisterhood, when you dream big in a sisterhood-rooted community of practice, ooh, man, magic happens. And a lot of what you see today, and as we share more with you, including our new Sister Talk retreat in partnership with Wild Nature Retreat at Black House, we want you to come and Ustawi with us. And you will hear me use a lot of West African value systems and words and language that I have learned over the years, and I have integrated and I've practiced it. And again, I didn't practice alone. I practiced within the community of the Success System, or with sisterhood, with Sister Talk. And not just me, but I can definitely talk about the healing wisdom and what I learned in terms of the 12 principles of practice in sisterhood. So over the next little bit, stay tuned. We will be doing an IG Live series as I share with you on our 8th year anniversary. Yes, it has been 8 years since our last Sister Talk, and also it's been 8 years since I've been in business. And I noticed that the business I have today is not the business I started with. And I think this is the power of dreaming bigger. So join us as we continue diving into, yes, in part 1, I talked about the self transformation, introducing you to our 3-part purpose and cultural transformation model. In part 2, we talked about, again, change cannot It cannot happen. It's not sustained without a community of practice. I feel so humbled and I feel so blessed that I was able to not just create a sisterhood rooted community of practice, I got to see the benefits in other women's lives. Special shout out to Table 6. More on Table 6 and who they are coming soon. And now let's talk about the power of systems and why systems are necessary, not only in terms of sustaining change, but also in terms of dreaming bigger into your legacy.